coaches, and guests. Welcome to the 27th Annual Purdue University Indiana Academic Super Bowl Junior Division. I'm Omar Masuda, your MC for today's competition. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Brandon Hawkins, Principal of Lafayette Tecumseh Junior High School.
Good morning. And I'd like to welcome you to Lafayette Tecumseh Junior High School. We're honored to have you at our school, and we're honored to host this competition of the minds, westward expansion. One housekeeping note, as you register today, you walk down a ramp. At the top of that ramp, that's where our restrooms are located. I'd like to take a moment to thank our staff that makes this event possible, especially our academic competition coordinator, Mrs. Melanie Prather. This year, nearly 4,000 students across the state and over 200 teams are in competition today. Your results today will allow you to participate and hopefully do very well in that competition, so I wish all of our teams good luck. I hope you enjoy your stay today at Tecumseh Junior High School. Thank you.
At this time, will you all please rise, face our flag, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Each school's subject matter squad will be asked a total of 25 questions. After each question, the three-member squad may confer when the reader says begin, but they must select an answer within 20 seconds, except for mathematics computational questions, which are 30 or 40 seconds. The squad captain is to circle the letter of the correct answer and show it to the proctor within a 20-second, 30-second, or 40-second period. Each squad will receive 1 point for a correct answer. The squad with the most points in the 25-question round will be the winner. A squad score of 25 points is the first consideration for the awards. Proctors will note the special boxes on a score sheet for entering the three tiebreaker scores. If this procedure does not break the existing ties, alphabetical order will determine the awarding of ribbons for today. Duplicate awards will be ordered and presented at a later date. Please note, there are no appeals on the questions or the answers. The answers are official and will stand as presented. This year's rule for substitutions reads as follows. 2 students may be substituted immediately after question 12 of each round, and 3 students may be substituted in the interdisciplinary round. The captain must, however, remain during the entire round. Winners will be introduced upon completion of each succeeding subject area round of competition today. When the competition begins, I must ask for absolute quiet as the reader is reading the question and as the captain writes his or her answer. Contestants are encouraged to raise their hands to signal that a correct answer was obtained. Cheering is permitted after time is up and during the act of scoring only. A timing device is incorporated with the presentation for each round. 5-second warning tone will be utilized prior to the final tone. The doors to the gymnasium, actually the entrance into the bleachers, will be shut off once the round begins. The bleachers here make an awful lot of noise walking up and down, so we will encourage you to stay in your seats while the questions are being asked. Thank you for your interest in the Purdue University Indiana Academic Super Bowl Junior Division. At this time, will members of the English squads please take your seats? Also needed Proctor from Prairie at the Pioneer table. Squad members, please sign in. All squads in each round will answer the 25 questions. Squad members may confer when the reader says begin. Corrections are permitted if made within the time limit. When the timer announces time, pencils must be lifted off the paper. Proctor will grade each question, and if correct, signal the student assistant to post the cumulative squad score on the flip chart. Contestants are encouraged to raise their hands to signal to their teammates that they've answered correctly. The captain will validate the final score of the competition round and tiebreakers by signing his or her name at the bottom of the score sheet. Captains, please check the math on the score sheet before you sign off. Same questions are being used at all other sites in the state, therefore a comparison of scores will be made by the IACE, and awards will be presented to the top schools from throughout the state in each subject category. We will now begin our first round of competition. Your reader for the English questions is Mrs. Peggy Morgan.
Students, throughout this competition, foreign names and words may be used. If there are any discrepancies between how a word or phrase should be pronounced and what you see on the screen supersedes what is spoken. At this time, would everyone please make sure all phones and mobile devices have been turned off or muted so they do not interrupt the competition. We will now conduct a practice question to be sure all personnel and equipment are ready. Teams should use the back of their answer sheet to record their answer. Practice. The central conflict in Hawthorne's short story is A, man versus man, B, man versus nature, C, man versus self, D, man versus environment. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B. The answer is B. Man versus nature. Okay, question number 1. In order to protect Becky Thatcher and ultimately win her love, Tom, A, fights the Harper boys, B, takes a whipping for her, C, finds her food in the cave, D, rescues her from Injun Joe. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, takes a whipping for her. Question 2. Hawthorne writes that even Pygmalion, when a sculpted woman, and uses a fitting allusion because artist and scientist were both concerned with A, finding a fountain of youth, B, perfection in the human form, C, removing the darkness of sins, D, recognition of man's mortality. Begin. Pencils up. And the answer is B, perfection in the form of Question 3. Poe begins his poem with these lines. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over a many, a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. The phrase, volume of forgotten lore, is likely a reference to A, a religious source, B, something occult, C, medical journals, D, current philosophy. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, something occult. Question 4. The sequence of events in Tom's life included A, painting, pirating, and caving. B, pirating, caving, and painting. C, painting, caving, and pirating. D, caving, painting, and pirating. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, painting. Question 5. Word choices and syntax in the Lewis and Clark Journal are generally A, informal and casual, B, conversational and sloppy, C, stilted and formal, D, verbose and dignified. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, informal and casual. Question 6. When Bierce informs the reader that the visitor to the Farquhar estate is a federal scout, he puts into play A, paradox, B, foreshadowing, C, dramatic irony, D, tragedy. Begin. Pencils up. The The answer is B, foreshadowing. Question 7. Holmes writes the Sirens' songs. This is A, a symbol for power and wealth. B, an allusion to life's seductive forces. C, personification for temptation. D, a metaphor for the power of the sea. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, an allusion to life's seductive forces. Question 8. Twain writes about the speeches given during the graduation ceremony and states that homely truth is unpalatable. This is called A, euphemism, B, oxymoron, C, aphorism, D, allegory. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, aphorism. Question 9. The narration and theme in Old Bennett and the Indians reflects the A, importance of violence on the frontier, B, lost sense of frontier optimism, C, unreliability of frontier skills, D, lasting influence of frontier grit. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D, lasting influence of frontier grit. Question 10. The structure, style, and purpose of Emerson's self-reliance is essentially A, persuasion, B, exposition, C, narration, D, description. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, persuasion. Question 11. That Judge Thatcher ordered the cave entrance sealed in order to save lives, only for that to be the immediate cause of Injun Joe's death, is an example of A, dramatic irony, B, juxtapositional irony, C, allegorical irony, D, situational irony. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D, situational irony. tone established by the poet in I Hear America Singing is A, restrained and tentative, B, joyous and celebratory, C, wild and frenzied, D, measured and diplomatic. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, joyous and celebratory. Substitutions may be made during this time period. This is not a timeout. Coaches may not approach the competition area and should not expect to use this time for last-minute coaching. Proctors, please sign in the substitutes by initialing the appropriate space on the registration sheet. Substitutes are to sign the answer sheet in the space provided. Captains must remain at the table. Question 13. Poe represents a blank point of view. Blank represents the realists. A, classical, Dickinson. B, romantic, Hart. C, transcendental, Holmes. D, romantic, Thoreau. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, romantic, Hart. Question 14. The theme of There Was a Child Went Forth suggests that life is A, impossible to fathom, B, a process of becoming, C, not for the weak of heart, D, a never-ending struggle. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, a process of becoming. Question 15. A central irony in Because I Could Not Stop for Death clearly associates A, summer and winter seasons, B, children playing in cemeteries, C, death with wedding garments, D, grain fields with the setting of the sun. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, death with wedding garments. Question 16. once to Tom made the going into captivity in fetters again so much more odious. In thinking this, he makes use of A, litetes, B, hyperbole, C, symbols, D, paradox. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, hyperbole. Question 17. Dickinson writes, I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. She uses here the poetic tool of A, rhyme, B, onomatopoeia, C, enjambment, D, euphemism. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, enjambment. Question 18. Ambrose Bierce writes, he dug his fingers into the sand that looked like diamonds, rubies, emeralds. He could think of nothing beautiful which it did not resemble. The author here uses A, symbols, B, a metaphor, C, an allusion, D, a simile. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D, simile. Question 19. Thoreau writes that, but to brag as lustily as chanticleer in the morning. This is A, a symbol for morning milking time, B, an image of a crowing rooster, C, a metaphor for waking the horse stable, D, an allusion to the goddess Aurora. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, an image of a crowing rooster. Question 20. Much of the poet's success in The Raven depends upon the use of sound techniques, especially in his working of A, consonance and meter, B, refrain and repetition, C, alliteration and meter, D, assonance and onomatopoeia. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, refrain and repetition. Question Hart's description of the town's residents, he writes that the strongest man had but 3 fingers on his right hand. The best shot had but 1 eye. In writing this, he employs A, juxtaposition, B, paradox, C, oxymoron, D, euphemism. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, paradox. Question 22. Build thee more stately mansions, O my soul, writes Oliver Wendell Holmes. He gives the reader an example of A, apostrophe, B, allusion, C, simile, D, metonymy. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, apostrophe. Question 23. Emerson writes that man is as it were clapped to jail by his consciousness. This functions as an example of A, juxtaposition, B, illustration, C, repetition, D, analogy. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D, analogy. Question 24. Twain titles in part Chapter 9, Grave Subjects. Considering the subject matter of the chapter, we can see that the author here uses A, sarcasm, B, a pun, C, euphony, D, a paradox. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, a pun. Question 25. Emily Dickinson writes, we passed the school where children strove at recess in the rain. We passed the fields of gazing green past the setting sun. These lines illustrate her use of aphorism, A, aphorism, B, anaphora, C, analogy, D, anecdote. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, anaphora.
Captains, please validate your team score by signing your name Proctor is done with their math.
Students, throughout this competition, foreign names, words may be used. If there are any discrepancies between how a word or phrase should be pronounced and what you see on the screen supersedes what is spoken. Let's begin. Question 1. The repulsive force between two like-charged objects varies: A, directly with the distance between them; B, directly as the square of the distance between them; C, inversely with the distance between them; or D, inversely with the square of the distance between them. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, inversely with the square of the distance between them. Question 2. George W. Carver developed many products from the A, indigo plant; B, corn plant; C, peanut plant; D, sorghum plant. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is C, peanut plant. Question 3. The volt, named for Alessandro Volta, measures A, the number of electrons flowing; B, how hard it is to move the electrons; C, the amount of work done by the electrons; or D, the electrical pressure on the electrons. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, electrical pressure on the electrons. Question 4. Captain Lewis describes the vegetation near the Little Missouri River as A, scrub brush; B, tall grass; C, very sparse; D, short grass. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, short grass. Question 5. To educate black farmers, George W. Carver, A, created a mobile classroom; B, hired agents to visit farms; C, wrote farming texts; or D, did research on people's farms. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, created a mobile classroom. generator, C, capacitor, or D, cell? Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is C, capacitor. Question 7. The unit of electrical charge is the A, volt, B, ohm, C, coulomb, or D, ampere. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, coulomb. Question 8. Burbank's plant patents were issued in the A, 1870s, B, 1890s, C, 1930s, or D, 1950s. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, 1930s. Question 9. Captain Lewis describes the land near the Little Missouri River as A, clay and sand, B, clay and rock, C, loam and sand, D, loam and rock. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, loam and sand. Question 10. The amount of electrical charge that can be stored is called A, capacitance, B, an ampere, C, a volt, D, an ohm. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, capacitance. Question 11. In early 1805, Captain Lewis comments about the hills surrounding the Missouri River as having A, been mined for coal, B, harbored animal dens, C, appeared to have been on fire, or D, been mined for pottery. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is C, appeared to have been on fire. Question 12. A generator converts blank energy to blank energy. A, electrical, mechanical. B, electrical, potential. C, mechanical, potential. Or D, mechanical, electrical. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, mechanical electric. Okay, let's continue. Question 13. Andre Marie Ampere demonstrated that two wires conducting electricity can A, attract each other, B, repel each other, C, affect nearby wires, or D, all of the above. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, all of the above. Question 14. Mendel's work predicted A, mitosis, B, meiosis, C, evolution, D, mutation. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is B, meiosis. Question 15. A single loop generator produces the greatest amount of current when the wire is moved blank to the magnetic lines of force. Its correct answer A, parallel, B, perpendicular, C, at 45 degrees, or D, at 30 degrees. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is B, perpendicular. Question 16. Which is the correct order for the scientific identification of a plant? A, genus, kingdom, class, order, phylum, family, species. B, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. C, kingdom, genus, phylum, class, family, order, species. Or D, kingdom, class, phylum, family, order, species, genus. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is B, kingdom, phylum, class, order, Question 17. Electrical insulators, A, prevent any electron flow, B, allow free electron flow, C, will conduct electricity if the difference in charge is great enough, or D, have no electrons. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, will conduct electricity if the difference in charge is great enough. Question 18. The device used to measure the number of electrons flowing is the A, ammeter, B, ohm meter, C, voltmeter, or D, wattmeter? Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is A, ammeter. Question 19. In the United States, electrical generators produce blank hertz energy. A, 120, B, 60, C, 220, or D, 110. Begin.
220 and stepping down to 110. Kind of hard to step up.
Pencils up. Correct answer is B, 60. Question 20. Two birds were named for Captain Lewis and Clark. The birds are Clark's nutcracker and Lewis's woodpecker, Clark's woodpecker and Lewis's nutcracker, Clark's nuthatch and Lewis's lark, or Lewis's nuthatch and Clark's lark. Begin.
Gotta be a nutcracker or something.
Pencils up. The correct answer is A, Clark's nutcracker and Lewis's woodpecker. Question 21. Individuals with genotype capital A, and capital A, lowercase a, mate. If capital A is dominant, predict the possibility of trait capital A appearing. A, 100%, B, 75%, C, 50%, or D, 25%. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, 100%. Question 22. The Hertz measures A, number of cycles per second, B, number of cycles per minute, C, wavelength, or D, wave distance traveled. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, numbers of cycles per second. Question 23. When a person combs their hair on a dry day, the hair often stands on end. This is because A, the hair gains electrons from the comb, B, the hair develops a negative charge, C, the dry hair has an electric charge, or D, the hair loses electrons to the comb. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D. The hair loses electrons. Question 24. In the journals of Lewis and Clark, often mentioned river obstructions were A. Logs and sandbars, B. Stones and islands, C. Stones and logs, or D. Islands and sandbars. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is D. Islands and sandbars. Last question. Ampere devised a formula that relates the electromagnetic force around adjacent wires. A, to the strength of the electric current. B, to the distance between the wires. C, to the direction of electron flow. Or D, all of the above. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, all the above.
Throughout this competition, foreign names and words may be used. If there are any discrepancies between how a word or phrase should be pronounced and what you see on the screen supersedes what is spoken. Okay, ready? Question 1. The 1824 treaty with Russia was negotiated in response to A. Monroe's need for more territory, B. Alexander I's claim on the United States Pacific Northwest, C. Oregon's request for statehood, D. Washington's request for statehood. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B. Alexander I's claim on the United States Pacific Northwest. Question 2. Upon reaching the Pacific coast, what weather difficulty did Lewis and Clark encounter? A. Heavy snow, B. Unrelenting rain, C. Torrid heat, D. None of the above. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B. Unrelenting rain. Question 3. Under the Ordinance of 1785, 3 towns and the surrounding areas on the Muskingum River were reserved for the sole use of A. Immigrant Germans, B. Christian Indians, C. Revolutionary War soldiers, D. Trappers and traders. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B. Christian Indians. Question 4. Who was the Russian Tsar who signed the 1824 treaty between the United States and Russia? A. Nicholas I, B. Catherine II, C. Alexander I, D. Victoria I. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C. Alexander. Question 5. What was the problematic provision in the Northwest Ordinance that was also a political issue in Indiana and Illinois? A. Acceptance of women voters. B. Prohibition of slavery. C. Enfranchisement of black voters. D. Exclusion of immigrant voters. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B. Prohibition of slavery. Question 6. In 1866, a second Homestead Act was passed to A. Give more choice land to white settlers. B. Encourage factory laborers to leave the East. C. Provide land in the Southwest for freed slaves. D. Spread settlement to push out Mexicans. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C. Provide land in the Southwest for slaves. Question 7. Why did Napoleon want to sell the Louisiana Territory? A. He thought it was too far away to govern. B. He was pressed into it by the United States. C. He needed the money. D. He wanted to keep the area away from Great Britain. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D. He wanted to keep the area away from Great Britain. Question 8. What was one result of the discovery of gold in California? A. Many people abandoned their regular jobs. B. Newspapers tried to keep the discovery quiet. C. A quota was placed on the number of immigrants to California. D. The crime rate went down because everyone had money. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A. Many people abandoned. Question 9. The battle between Native Americans and the American forces leading up to the Treaty of Greenville was A. Fallen Timbers, B. Greenville, C. Tippecanoe, D. Hamilton. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A. Fallen Timbers. Question 10. Why was the Louisiana Purchase a dilemma for Thomas Jefferson? A. He was a strong anti-federalist believing in strong states' rights. B. He had to borrow money from Spain. C. Congress was against it. D. He thought the price was too high. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A. He was a strong anti-federalist believing in strong states' rights. Question 11. The initial conflict in the Black Hawk War was over A. Reservation conditions, B. Grazing lands, C. Water rights, D. Stolen cattle. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D. Stolen. Question 12. The western boundary of the Louisiana Purchase was the A. Colorado River, B. Rocky Mountains, C. Columbia River, D. Sierra Nevada Mountains. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B. Rocky Mountains. Substitutions made under the Homestead Act was in A. California, B. Oregon, C. Alaska, D. Kansas. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, Alaska. Question 14. The Indian Removal Act placed Native Americans in the current states of A, Oklahoma and Kansas, B, Arkansas and Kansas, C, Arkansas and Oklahoma, D, Kansas and Nebraska. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, Oklahoma and Kansas. Question 15. As early as 1793, Jefferson wanted to explore for a route to the Pacific, but the person he chose was suspected of being a spy, and the expedition was canceled. Who was the suspected spy? A, Aaron Burr, B, Alexander Mackenzie, C, Andre Michaud, D, John Jay. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, Andre Michaud. Question 16. Where did Chief Joseph surrender? A, at the Battle of Bear Paw Mountain, B, at the Battle of Fallen Timbers, C, at the Battle of Greenville, D, at the Battle of Stony Creek. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, at the Battle of Bear Paw Mountain. Question 17. Lewis and Clark started their journey up the Missouri on A, May 14, 1804, B, June 14, 1804, C, July 14, 1804, D, August 14, 1804. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, May 14th, Question 18. Who were the Sooners? A, people with the fastest horses. B, people who started with everyone but got there sooner. C, people who hit out on claims they wanted instead of starting legally. D, people who could have sooner stayed home. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, people who hit out on claims they wanted instead of starting legally. Question 19. Initially, Chief Joseph was confined to a reservation in Oklahoma, but later moved to A, Washington, D.C., B, Washington State, C, Idaho, D, Montana. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, Washington State. Question 20. Only one member of the Lewis and Clark expedition is known to have a picture taken. Who was he? A, Alexander Willard, B, Peter Weiser, C, Thomas Howard, D, Nathaniel Pryor. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, Alexander Willard. Question 21. Under Mirabeau Lamar, Texas tried to expand its territory to A, the Yucatan and Mexico, B, Santa Fe, New Mexico, C, Mexico City in Mexico, D, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is B, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Question 22. The Lemhi Pass was the trail the Lewis and Clark expedition used to cross what? A, Bitterroot Mountains, B, Rocky Mountains, C, Great American Desert, D, Great Prairie. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is A, Bitterroot Mountains. Question 23. The Land Ordinance of 1785 was in place until A, the purchase of Alaska, B, the Spanish-American War, C, the passage of the Homestead Act, D, World War I. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, the passage of Question 24. What American general defeated Santa Anna? A, Jim Bowie, B, Andrew Jackson, C, James Polk, D, Sam Houston. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is D, Sam Houston. Question 25. One major accomplishment of the Lewis and Clark expedition was to A, settle territorial disputes with Native Americans, B, create harmony with European explorers, C, destroy the concept of a water route to the Pacific, D, reinforce the notion that the Louisiana Purchase was useless. Begin. Pencils up. The answer is C, destroy the concept of a water route to the Pacific.
This concludes the social studies round.
You should pronounce what you see on the screen. The screen supersedes what is spoken. Proctors, please check calculators at this time. The only calculators allowed during this competition are the following models: TI-30XA and TI-30X2S. If someone at your table has a different model, raise your hand for a central official. There will be some 40-second questions throughout this round. I will announce this before reading the question. Let's begin. Question 1. Kaylee made great contributions in all of the following areas except A, permutations, B, matrices, C, projective geometry, or D, prime and composite numbers. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, prime and composite numbers. Question 2. Given P is true, Q is true, and R is false, which statement has a truth value of true? A, as shown, B, as shown, C, both are true, D, neither are true. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, as shown. Question 3. Which pair of vectors is orthogonal? A, U, 5 equals U equals 5, negative 2. B equals negative 5, 2. B, U equals 2, negative 3. B equals 6, 4. C, U equals negative 4, 3. And B equals 4, negative 4, 3. D, U equals 4, 7, and V equals 7, 4. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is A. U equals 2, negative 3, and B equals 6. Demonstrate. As shown. C as shown. D as shown. Begin. is A, as shown. Question number 4. Solve for y in the system of equations. 3y minus 5x equals 0. 2y minus 4x equals negative 2. Is the answer A, negative 10, B, 3, C, 5, or D, 10? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, 5. Question 5. Find the angle theta between the vectors u, 1, 0, and v, 0, negative 2. Is the answer A, 0 degrees, B, 90 degrees, C, 180 degrees, or D, 270 degrees? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is B, 90 degrees. Question 6. Write the rule to describe the transformation of the given matrices. Is the answer A, translation, 3 units right and 2 units down? B, translation, 3 units right and 4 units up? C, translation, 4 units right and 1 unit up? Or D, translation, 1 unit right and 1 unit down? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is B, translation. Question number 7. Solve the system of inequalities. X plus y less than or equal to negative 3. 4x minus y is less than or equal to negative 2. Is the answer A, figure A, B, figure B, C, figure C, or D, figure D? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, figure A. Question number 8. Let P equal the food taste delicious. Let Q equal we eat a lot. Let R equal nobody has dessert. Find what is shown. Is the answer A, we eat a lot, or the food tastes delicious, or nobody has dessert? B, we eat a lot, or the food tastes delicious, and nobody has dessert? C, we do not eat a lot, or the food tastes delicious and nobody has dessert. Or D, we eat a lot and the food tastes delicious or nobody has dessert. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is B. We eat a lot and the food tastes delicious and nobody has dessert. Question number 9. Who proved the fundamental theorem of algebra? A. George Boyle. B. Augustin Louis Cauchy. C. Arthur Cayley. Or D. Carl Friedrich Gauss. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D. Carl Friedrich Gauss. Question 10. The blank of the directed line segment PQ is denoted by the given notation. Is the answer A, component form? B, scalar? D, dot product? Or D, magnitude? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, magnitude. Question 11. Find the component form of the vector V with magnitude 2 square roots of 3 and direction angle 45 degrees. Is the answer A, negative square root of 6, negative square root of 6. B, negative square root of 6, square root of 6. C, square root of 6, negative square root of 6. Or D, square root of 6, square root of 6. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is D, the square root of 6. For question 12, I'll give you a little bit of a chance to look at it before I say begin. Simplify the matrix operation. Is the answer A, as shown? B, as shown? C, as shown? Or D, as shown? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C. Substitutions may be made during this time period. This is not a timeout. Coaches may not coach the competition period. You should not expect to use this time for last minute coaching. Proctors will be assigning the substitutes by initialing the appropriate space on the registration sheet. Substitutes are just signed the answer sheet that stays provided. Negative 2y minus 3y equals 9. 4x plus 6y equals 18. Is the answer A? It's consistent. Question 14. Kathy rented a raft from River Rafter Shop. She paid $100 to rent the raft and $25 for each hour. Josh rented a raft from Oscar's Outdoor Shop. He paid $50 to rent the raft and $35 per hour. For what number of hours will both rafting companies charge the same total amount? Is the answer A, 2, B, 3, C, 5, or D, 10? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, 5. Question 15. Give an initial point, -2, 1, and terminal point, 3, -2. Write a linear combination of the standard unit vectors I and j. Is the answer A, I minus j, B, -I plus j, C, -5i plus 3j, or D, 5i minus 3j? Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is D, 5i minus 3j. Question 16. Let P represent the statement, Jim plays football, and let Q represent Michael plays basketball. Convert the compound statements into symbols. It is not the case that Jim does not play football and Michael does not play basketball. Is the answer A, as shown, B, as shown, C, as shown, or D, as shown? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, as shown. Question 17. Who established the relationship between the number of edges, vertices, and faces of a convex polyhedron? Was it A, George Boyle, B, Augustin Louis Cauchy, C, Arthur Cayley, or D, Carl Friedrich Gauss? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is B, Augustin Louis Cauchy. Question number 18. Write the following compound statement in symbols. If the food is good or I eat too much, I will exercise. Let R equal the food is good. Let P equal I eat too much. Let Q equal I will exercise. Is the answer A, as shown, B, as shown, C, as shown, or D, as shown? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, as shown. Question 19. Find the magnitude of the vector that has initial point -3, -5, and terminal point 5, 1. Is the answer A, 10, B, 2 square roots of 5, C, 20, or D, 100? Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is A, 10. Question number 20. Find the inverse of the given matrix, -8, -2, 8, 7. Is the answer A as shown, B as shown, C as shown, or D as shown? Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is C, as shown. Question 21. Find the missing values in the matrix equation as shown. The missing values A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, D equals 4. B, A equals 2, B equals 1, C equals 3, D equals 4. C, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 4, D equals 3. Or D, A equals 2, B equals 1, C equals 4, D equals 3. Begin. Pencils up. Correct answer is B, A equals 2, B equals 1, C equals 3, D equals 4. Question number 22. Find the direction angle of -3i plus 4j. Is the answer A, 53.13 degrees, B, 127.87 degrees, C, 143.13 degrees, or D, 233.13 degrees. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is B, 127.87 degrees. The last 3 questions will be 40-second questions. Question number 23. If the vertices of a triangle are -8, 10, 6, 17, and -2, 4, find the area of the triangle. The answer A, 133 square units, B, 135 square units, C, 137 square units, or D, 139 square units. Begin. Pencils up. The correct answer is A, 133 square meters. Question 24 is 40 seconds. Solve for y in the system of equations. 2x minus y plus 2z equals 15. Negative x plus y plus z equals 3. 3x minus y plus 2z equals 18. Is the answer A, 1, B, 3, C, 5, or D, 7?